These are never-before-seen photographs of the saint, Padre Pio. These rare images of the Italian friar show him celebrating Mass and deep in prayer, as well as lighter moments of laughter, rarely captured of the saint. The images are being released for the 10th anniversary of the Saint Pio Foundation and were captured in the town where he spent most of his life living in a monastery, San Giovanni Rotondo, where crowds would flock to see who they believed even then to be a holy and deeply spiritual man. The man in those images is known the world over, one of the most revered saints in the Catholic Church. But what about the man behind the camera? The man who has taken some of the most iconic pictures there are of Padre Pio. Well, I've come here to San Giovanni Rotondo to meet him. Photographer Elia Stelluto lives here in the town where he still has his studio. Today he's 89 and proudly displays in his studio a picture of him when he was around 16 with Padre Pio. And it was around this time that he started photographing the monk who would become the saint. When was the first time you looked through a camera lens at Padre Pio?
Well,
I had bought a very cheap camera, and no one ever entered the monastery to take pictures. It was impossible. But I went in one day with my camera, and there was Padre Pio on the terrace. And he asked me, "What are you doing with that box?" And I replied, "This is a camera that takes photos." He said, "What do you know about it?" And I said, "Let's do something, pose, and I'll take some photos of you."
Lo faccio posare, mette lì e le provo a fare. Dico, cominciamo a fare le prime fotografie con te.
A young Elia got to work, photographing Padre Pio whenever he could, and sometimes showing the images to him.
Però Padre Pio, io le facevo vedere a lui le fotografie tutti I giorni.
When I would show the pictures to Padre Pio, he would tell me that he didn't like them and that I made him look ugly.
Non era bello quando.
He never liked the pictures. And remember, when Padre Pio posed, he was always very stern, and I would tell him, "You pose like a policeman." So I said, "This is your fault, not mine."
E la colpa è la tua, non è la mia.
Padre Pio never wanted flash to be used in the church, and when Elia would develop the film from his camera, he started to notice something very strange.
Queste foto sono tutte foto misteriose.
In other photographs, there's something very mysterious going on. You see, the convent was dark, and Padre Pio never wanted me to use the flash. And he would celebrate Mass with just 2 candles. So it was very dark. I always thought the pictures would never come out. And in other pictures, there is a light behind him. He's against the light. He should have appeared black. But in all these pictures, he appears clear, fully lit. These are very mysterious pictures. But in all of them, Padre Pio's face is fully lit. It's amazing.
There are 10 new images in total being released in conjunction with the 10th anniversary of the Saint Pio Foundation, which was established by Luciano Lamanarca.
There was the authenticity and the quality of the picture I never see. When I was in his studio, I was amazed. How can you bring this to the world?
Tell me about these images. How do we see St. Padre Pio in a new light like we haven't before?
Well, one of the pictures I was always amazed when I saw it was when Padre Pio held baby Jesus during Christmas. The light, so this was picture taken without flash. The light that came just beyond the status was amazing. Then we have Padre Pio celebrating Mass in completely new light. One is nice because everybody showed, hey, Padre Pio is smiling. Yes, he was smiling because he was a man.
Today, Elia still works in his studio, archiving the many pictures he took of St. Padre Pio and meeting people who come to visit from around the world. We're sitting here in your studio, surrounded by these incredible images of Padre Pio. Why do you think Padre Pio chose you to be his photographer, even though it wasn't a formal official arrangement? But what did he see in you?
Sì, me lo sono chiesto tante volte io.
Well, I've often asked myself that too. Why he got angry with others, even with his brother priests, if they took photos of him, but not with me. Perhaps he saw something in me from when I was a child. I had an extraordinary attraction to Padre Pio. I spent a lot of time with him, and inside I felt this sensation of wanting to always take new and more beautiful photos of him. I really do feel lucky, and I still don't fully understand why Padre Pio gave me this gift. Being close to him was like being in paradise.
Non mi sembra che Padre Pio è morto, per me è sempre vivo.
Even now, it feels like I spend all day with Padre Pio. It doesn't seem to me that he's dead. To me, he seems alive.
Con piacere lo faccio, con tutto il cuore, diciamo.
I am making this gift because I would like these photos to help others. I do it gladly, with all my heart. I really hope they can benefit everyone,
A tutte le ammalate, persone che hanno bisogno.
to bring happiness to those in difficulty.
Sono felicissimo di fare questo.
So next time you're looking at a picture of Saint Padre Pio, spare a thought for the man who likely took it. In San Giovanni Rotondo, Colm Flynn, EWTN News in Depth.